I don't be seeing what the big deal is. So what if I went and painted some of those bendy dolls with a crooked smile? That's sure no reason for Mr. Drew to be flying off the handle at me. And if he really wants to be so helpful, he could be telling me what I'm to be doing with this warehouse I got full of that angel whatchamacallit. Not a scrap of that mess be selling. You probably have to melt it all down.
YouTube has always had trends. Back in the early stages, it were those YouTube poops, then it became a series of Minecraft Let's Plays, gamers taking over, musicians and celebrities taking over the website, and now nobody wants to be here anymore. But out of all of those trends, one still sticks around to this day. Well, musicians and celebrities have stuck around, but everybody wishes they didn't. Gaming on YouTube has had some weird effects on the industry. You have indie developers that get their game covered by a huge YouTuber and it brings them massive success. And you have AAA developers that have their game absolutely shit on by the same people and they have sales crumble. So what is it about these aforementioned indie hits that bring people together and single-handedly bring a channel from okay to god tier? This is a deeper analysis into the scary games of YouTube culture and the impact that they have on the channels that play them. This is Scary Games, a Legacy. When you hear scary game, your mind will drift into one game in particular. It may vary from person to person, but the majority of people will focus on one single game. Suck a dick, Vin, I stole your joke. Five Nights at Freddy's is the first game that can be truly classified as an instant hit in the horror game genre. Of course, Slender was released, but didn't have anywhere near the success as FNAF did, and still does. Between 4 main series games, 2 spin-offs, a final installment, Ultimate Custom Night, a book, and talks of a movie, the impact this game has had on society as a whole won't be forgotten anytime soon. But come on. Horror games are released daily on Steam. What's so different about this one? Why did this game get so much coverage? Enter Markiplier.
Hello everybody, my name is Markiplier and welcome to Five Nights at Freddy's, an indie horror game that you guys suggested en masse, and I saw that Yamimash played it and he said it was really good. So I'm very eager to see what is up.
Warning, Scariest Game in Years was the only title that mattered for the second half of 2014. Markiplier's coverage of FNAF blew the game up to astronomical proportions. Not only FNAF, but Mark's channel grew 3 times its size in the span of about 11 months. This inspired the sequels that cover the horror market today. There's still the question of why the game is so popular. What about the series appeals to people and allows it to still thrive? Another similar game in the same genre is Bendy and the Ink Machine. While you're not restricted to the same mechanics as FNAF, it's still a first-person survival horror game, in the style of Amnesia or Outlast. Not only that, but Bendy also tells the story in a different way. The first FNAF game relayed exposition to you through phone calls, but Bendy has tape recorders, narrations, and posters that allow you to piece together what actually took place before you arrived. But there's still the lingering question of why. What do all of these games have in common that allows them to attract such a massive crowd of people despite constant negativity? All of these games have one thing in common: story or lack thereof. Take Slender for example. There's hardly any story there. Wandering around gathering pages while a no-faced man in a suit chases you? That's not a story, but it does leave almost everything up to the imagination. Why are you in a forest? What happened that created the Slender Man? Who wrote the pages? It stays in your brain for longer, thus making you think about it more. Outlast provides the same thing. Why are you wandering into this asylum? What happened to the guests? However, there's a major difference between these pairs of games. Outlast and Bendy leave some things to the imagination. FNAF and Slender leave nearly everything to the imagination. And according to popularity, that's what the horror game crowd wants. You're not told why the animatronics are biting people or why they're in your house. You're left to decide for yourself. You're not told who this Slender Man is. You're meant to think about it and form your own conclusion. And this creates a cycle that allows these games to gain massive popularity off this single idea. Imagine this. I'm the creator of Jimmy's Fun Time Adventure, the horror game. It takes place in a strip club, and you have serial killers coming to stab you. You're not given a motive, a destination for the game, and I leave the ending super open-ended. Here's what happens. A popular YouTuber will play the game, creating a fan group surrounding it. Sales go up. Because of the nature of this game, Game Theory does a video on why Jimmy is actually Sans. Sales go up. With all these sales and the popularity at an all-time high, I can release Jimmy's Fun Time Adventure 2. This time it's personal. Repeat until you've got all the cash you want, and now you have this phenomenon that can be marketed endlessly. YouTube can be an amazing platform. Even though it may not seem like it right now, it allows amateur game developers and musicians to make it big off pure talent. But at the end of the day, you still got to make money. So, these horror games are just marketed to the part of the internet that has the most imagination and can make the most of these games? Well, come on, who do you think these toys are marketed to?